A 74-year-old man sat in my office, his hands trembling not from illness, but from something far more common and silent. He looked me in the eye and said, "I didn't know. I was hurting myself." For years, he had done what millions of men do in private, unaware of the quiet damage it was causing. And he's not alone. I'm Dr. Junior, a urologist and men's health specialist with over 3 decades of experience helping older men protect their vitality, intimacy, and dignity. And I'm here to tell you what most doctors won't. After 60, masturbation changes. And if you don't adapt, it can silently affect your body, mind, and even your masculinity. You've always heard it's natural, harmless, even healthy. But what if I told you how you do it matters more than you think? In this video, I'll share 5 crucial secrets about masturbation that older men wish they'd known sooner. Truths that can preserve your circulation, protect your prostate, and even reignite your confidence. Stay with me until the end because the last secret might change how you age, connect, and live in the years ahead. This conversation may be overdue, but it's not too late. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed to Recipe Tips USA, I encourage you to hit that button and turn on notifications so you never miss another honest, tailored health tip for men like you. If this topic resonates, comment 1 below to let me know you're here. If not, comment 0. Your feedback helps me serve you better. Secret number 1, your erection isn't everything, and that's okay. I remember a 72-year-old man who came to my office, visibly discouraged, and confessed, "Doc, I can't perform like I used to. Does this mean I'm not a man anymore?" This fear, unfortunately, is far too common. Many men believe that if their erection isn't as strong as it was at 20, their sex life is over. But the truth is very different. And in fact, it can even be more liberating. As you age, your body undergoes natural changes. Blood flow slows, hormone levels adjust, and nerve reflexes may take longer to respond. This isn't failure, it's biology. And most importantly, these shifts don't mean pleasure ends, they just mean it can be experienced in new ways. You don't need a perfect erection to enjoy intimacy, affection, or sexual satisfaction. Society has pushed the idea that a real man must always be firm, potent, and unshakable. But no one prepared us to understand that, with time, what truly matters isn't rigidity, it's connection, whether with a partner or yourself. Pleasure doesn't vanish, it evolves. You can still feel desire, tenderness, and joy, even if your body doesn't react exactly as before. Aging isn't loss, it's growth. Secret number 2, masturbation isn't just sex, it's emotional health. Howard, a patient nearing 80, once told me with hollow eyes, "I don't feel anything anymore. Not in sex, not in life." He masturbated religiously every night, but not out of pleasure or desire. It was a mechanical ritual, a way to fill the void of loneliness and sadness that followed him. Masturbation in maturity goes far beyond sexual release. It's a powerful tool for self-care. When done mindfully, it releases dopamine and serotonin, hormones that boost mood, regulate sleep, and lower stress. For many men, especially after 60, it becomes a moment of reconnection with themselves, a reminder that their body can still feel pleasure, even if differently. The problem arises when the act becomes a numb habit, done without presence or meaning. Practiced with awareness and self-acceptance, masturbation can be an emotional ally, helping combat anxiety, depression, and isolation. It's not just about touching your body, it's about acknowledging your needs and emotions. Secret number 3, use it or lose it. But not how you think. Roy, a 74-year-old patient, went nearly a decade without touching himself. When he finally met someone special, his body didn't respond as he'd hoped. "It's over," he thought. But the real issue wasn't age. It was lack of exercise and body awareness. Like any muscle, the penis needs regular activity to maintain healthy circulation, tissue elasticity, and nerve sensitivity. When left dormant too long, atrophy from disuse can occur. Not literal shrinkage, but a decline in erectile function and pleasure response. The good news? Your body is remarkably adaptable. With patience and gentle exercises, like manual stimulation or therapeutic vacuum pumps, You can gradually reactivate that response. Here, masturbation isn't just about pleasure, it's physiological maintenance. Even without a partner, keeping your body engaged in its own sexuality helps preserve vascular health and sensitivity. Your body was made to feel, but it needs practice to remember how. Secret number 4, porn can steal your sensitivity and your real pleasure. Ernest, 68, came to my office frustrated. Doc, I masturbate, but it's like I don't feel anything. What's wrong? The culprit we discovered was a habit he didn't consider problematic: excessive porn use. Over time, the brain adapts to the stimuli it receives. Porn delivers a dopamine overload, hyper-stimulating unrealistic scenarios that rewire your nervous system to require that artificial high to respond. The result? Real touch, solo or with a partner, becomes harder to feel fully. This doesn't mean porn is always harmful, but overuse can desensitize natural pleasure. The fix? A gradual detox. Reduce consumption, replace it with mental fantasies or slower mindful touch. Explore physical sensitivity. Sometimes less rush and more attention reignites lost pleasure. Relearn how to feel, not just finish. True pleasure lies in connection with yourself or another. It shouldn't depend on a screen. Secret number 5, masturbation isn't shameful. It's self-care. And science backs it up. Walter, a lively 75-year-old with sharp wit and a love for gardening, leaned in during our session and asked hesitantly, Doc, is it still okay for someone my age to touch myself? His voice carried years of unspoken doubt, shaped by outdated myths. My response was immediate and firm. Not just okay, it's one of the healthiest things you can do for yourself. Masturbation in later life isn't just normal. It's a wellness power move far from being a guilty pleasure. Self-pleasure in maturity is a form of radical self-care with science-backed benefits. Supercharges pelvic health. Regular arousal increases blood flow, keeping erectile tissues supple and reducing the risk of dysfunction. Think of it as cardio for your sexual well-being. Shields the prostate. Research reveals that men who ejaculate 2 to 3 times per week have a 30% lower risk of prostate cancer. Your body's natural release mechanism is its own preventive medicine. Balances mood and sleep. Orgasms flood your system with endorphins, nature's painkillers, oxytocin, the bonding hormone, and dopamine, the pleasure chemical, making it a triple threat stress reliever and sleep aid. Keeps you in tune with your body. As performance pressures fade, self-exploration leads to deeper, more mindful pleasure. Beyond just erections, sensation evolves, and so can your enjoyment. The toxic myth we need to bury. Many believe sexuality has an expiration date, that desire fades into irrelevance after 60. But the truth? Libido doesn't vanish. It transforms. What changes isn't your capacity for pleasure, but the way you experience it. And that's something to celebrate, not fear. The 5 pillars of sexual liberation for maturement. Your masculinity isn't defined by hardness. True intimacy thrives on connection, creativity, and sensation, not just erections. Masturbation equals free, full-body therapy. It's a mind-body reset that reduces anxiety, boosts immunity, and keeps you energetically vibrant. Use it or lose it is biological fact. Regular arousal maintains nerve sensitivity, muscle tone, and vascular health. Inactivity leads to atrophy. Too much porn dulls real pleasure. Overstimulation from screens can numb you to the subtler and richer joys of physical touch. Self-touch is as natural as breathing. There's no age limit on self-love. It's hygiene for your mental, emotional, and sexual well-being. Your right to pleasure doesn't expire. Has your body changed? Absolutely. But it's still a powerhouse of sensation, capable of electric tingles of arousal, even without an erection, full-body orgasms that deepen with age and mindfulness, profound intimacy with yourself and partners when performance pressure lifts. You weren't meant to just survive your later years. You were meant to thrive in them. to feel alive, connected, and unapologetically pleasure-filled, whether you're 65, 75, or beyond. This knowledge is power. Pass it on. The real sexual revolution begins when we smash the silence around aging in desire. So share this with a father, grandfather, or friend who needs to hear it, because every man deserves to own his pleasure without shame at every stage of life. Agree? Disagree? Let's normalize the conversation. Drop a comment or share your thoughts